Welcome back to the channel, y'all. We're gonna keep this
What's up,
week's
y'all?
episode real brief. We don't have too many stories, but they are quality stories. We're going to be giving y'all some market indicators that are super important. We're going to be talking about Cathie Woods and the ARK Invest spot Ethereum ETF. We're also going to be talking about FTX dumping different current cryptocurrencies to try to save their company. With that being said, make sure you guys are locked in. We got a lot more coming right after this. I'm here with Cursive Crypto, aka my homie Marcus, and you know me, I'm Mike. I'm gonna get
Falcons won today. Falcons won today. Falcons won today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Georgia and
kicking
SST,
it off with a
and you gonna
W.
stick with
We
it.
kicking it off with a W. Falcons won.
I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you
Rise up. Falcons, we going to the Super Bowl this year, man.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go past that now. So getting in first, starting off, I want to show you guys. I want to start off with showing you guys some of the different market indicators, specifically the fear and greed indicator for different markets. Typically, when you're buying, a lot of times you want to buy when there's a lot of fear in the market because you can get different assets at a cheaper price. When there's a lot of greed in the market, there's a lot of hype typically behind certain companies, stocks, or whatever asset you're purchasing. And a lot of times, if there's a lot of greed, you're purchasing at a price that's too high. Let's see here. Can you see this, bro?
Yep, I can see it.
All
It's
right,
it's the crypto fear and greed index.
I figured you was going to be familiar with this. This is
Yeah,
coins.
Oh yeah.
I figured I'd get it started off with crypto. And the reason that I'm getting it started off with crypto, because if we look at the fear greed indicator, crypto is slightly inched towards the fear section. And this is a slight indicator that it might be a time to start actually looking into the different cryptocurrencies, a time to start shifting money that's sitting on the sideline into those different cryptocurrencies. 50 mark is around neutral, is right at neutral. Right now we're at 40, and this goes all the way up to 100. We're at 40, so like I said, we're sitting slightly towards that fear side. So the market is, according at least to the fear and greed index for crypto, the market is showing some discounted cryptocurrencies right now. I don't know if I'm not saying that they're necessarily overvalued, undervalued, or telling you guys to purchase. I'm just saying historically, looking at the records and the trends of the market, we are moving slightly closer to the fear side of the index.
Oh yeah.
All right, switching over. I went to precious metals, specifically gold. Most of the precious metals follow the trends of gold. So if you were to look at pretty much any of the other metals right now, with the exception of platinum, you're probably going to see the exact same level in the fear and greed index. We're right at about 40. We're at 41, right at about 40. The same thing that we saw with the crypto market, specifically with crypto, it was on Bitcoin. So as far as the fear and greed index, when it comes to precious metals, as well as cryptocurrency, we're both sitting slightly towards the fear side. So we may be getting into a season where it's a good time to purchase both precious metals and cryptocurrencies.
Oh yeah. Remember, you want to be buying in extreme fear. You want to be buying in fear. Like, you don't want to be buying when there's extreme greed and greed. That's how you get wrecked.
Whack-a-mole.
Oh yeah. So anytime even in neutral, see, neutral is kind of like that's like choppy market. So that's when, it's kind of just going through a range, it's not doing anything and whatnot. So honestly, bro, I still would, when that thing starts to touch fear, and then extreme fear, especially when you get up to that extreme fear, man, that's when you should be doing the opposite of what others are what they probably will tend to do, which is not, it's going down. But man, I'm telling you, these huge dips, man, that's when that's when my powers really start to come to life.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll hear people in markets where there's extreme greed, and the market goes from extreme greed to greed, and you'll hear them say, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And that's not actually the dip that people should be referring to. When the market actually goes into fear or extreme fear, like you just mentioned, that's the dip that you should actually be buying and purchasing and adding to your portfolio.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And like I said, this right here, this chart here isn't for all precious metals, it's for gold. Most of them will follow this chart. I would say I believe that the fear index for platinum and palladium is a lot lower right now. I do think if we were looking at platinum, I think we would probably be somewhere in the fear section. And if we were looking at palladium, we would probably be somewhere in the extreme fear section, just due to all the fear that's in the market with people worried about switching to EVs. But I don't want to make this a platinum or palladium video. And all this is not investment advice, it's just my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next chart. The next chart is going to be for stocks, if I'm not mistaken. This is for the S&P 500 specifically, but this is a fear and greed index for the stock market. Can you see this, bro?
Yeah.
All right. As we said earlier, 50 is neutral. We're sitting in the neutral when it comes to stocks. We're at 51, going towards that greed side again, which is kind of strange to me, being that so many analysts are talking about recession. So much is going on with inflation. So I wouldn't be surprised if something happens that causes this chart to end up going to the left, especially with Jerome Powell and the Fed trying to combat inflation. So I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up going to the fear side in the near future. But right now, it looks like the market is neutral and slightly tilted towards the greed side, which I do believe, being that the majority of stocks jumped tremendously around the first half of this year. While I'm on stocks, I don't want to keep this too long. Just something to show y'all that we also might be towards the greed side of the index and stocks. This chart right here is a list of the PE ratios for the S&P 500 going all the way back to 1926. The average PE ratio for the S&P 500 is about 15. I would say 15 to 20, but it sits at right about 15 right now.
So that's for average price. So that's like PE ratios of all the stocks in the.
Now this is for the S&P 500.
Okay.
So this is average for the top 500s and the top 500 companies in the stock market. Let's see. This is going today. Let's see here if we can get this. As of August of this year, the PE ratio was at above 25. Like I said, 15 to 20 is average, and it's normally at about 15 or 16. So we are sitting above average when it comes to PE ratios. So this is another indicator that stocks are currently too high. I'm gonna slip this last one in because I kind of forgot about it.
Hey, I think you was right about I think you may be right about this about Tesla going down to them low prices, man.
I told you it was overpriced. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, and I'm not trying to sound like I got a big ego, but I literally have been studying. No, I'm seriously. I'm dead serious. I'm being in the most humble way. I've been studying this stuff about it, and most of the time when I mention something, it's a lot of research behind it. I'm not just saying it because it's my bias. I'm normally saying what I found through my research.
Yeah, man. No, man, you right. Hey, no, man, you right. You right about that shit, man. So I was doing the DCA. I was doing the DCA in the Tesla. So I'm going to cut the DCA off for about a week or so because I still think it can go down.
That's another thing about the market, bro. I think sometimes, I mean, and it's always good to DCA, dollar cost average, but I think a lot of times people look at the time frame, like you just said, like dollar cost, you're gonna stop for 2 weeks. I feel like a lot of times stocks can jump and kind of move sideways for months. Same thing with crypto. So a lot of times when you dollar cost averaging, I feel like it's best to sit out for months and then jump back in. Like
not consistent. So you would
nope, not all the time. It depends. It depends, bro. Let me finish my statement. Let me tell you what I mean by it. Tesla was at $100. It jumped to 260. I'm not dollar cost averaging about at 260 when I just saw that it jumped up from and more than double, because statistically speaking, it's going to drop down a whole lot. So I'm not going to dollar cost average in the range where I know I'm statistically speaking going to lose out. If I was to see Tesla go down to 150, I would jump in a whole lot. Or if I was to see it go below 220, I might grab a little bit. But
when would you? So do you look at it? Do you look at it like, okay, we've officially broken out of this $100 to $200 range or so. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's not gonna stay down at that point forever though.
I
Like,
look at I
you
look
know
at
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, when is it? Like, when? Like
I,
I
I,
would be in.
I want to stay on this too long because they'll kind of say that for a different video, especially once we start breaking down how we purchase stuff in those videos. But what I like to do, especially at the beginning of the year, which is what I did at the beginning of this year, I'll find in it's not always going to be this. Certain things can change it, but a lot of times I'll try to look at the 52-week high and low. I'll try to put that midpoint between there as my area where I'm pretty much gonna start purchasing once it drops below that midpoint. And I kind of come up with price ranges after that, depending on the stock or whatever, however long I've been looking at it or the research that I'm doing. But if something jumps to its highs, I'm never really going to be dollar cost averaging with that. Just about the only thing that I would dollar cost average with near its highs would probably be gold, and I'm not going to do that too much either, just because. But moving along, the last thing I want to get to before I let you go, bro, is the real estate fear and greed index. Out of all the indexes that I've shown you, this is the only one that's definitely in the greed territory. Not only is it in the greed territory, it's almost at the peak of the greed territory. So a lot of people are, and this goes along with what I'm saying. A lot of people, especially our generation, they don't want to wait to purchase homes. So now that they got the money, they'll go ahead and do it now, knowing that we're at the top of the fear and greed index, knowing that interest rates are out of whack. So versus just saving that money and waiting for the right time to put in, a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to keep going ahead and do it because I don't know what's going to happen, even though they know statistically speaking, it's a perfect time for the market to crash. Or well, I'm not going to say crash, but correct itself.
Hey, I got a question. Awareness, when that awareness is saying people aren't aware that the sentiment is at like all-time high as far as greed goes.
If
Like
you
they
go,
said, don't nobody know.
if you go ask the average person, is the housing market is everything high? They'll be like, yeah, everything's high. But if you was to ask them, is the housing market too high? They'll be like, yeah, housing is high, but it's probably gonna go up in the future. You know what I'm saying? The average person right now does not believe housing is going down.
Yeah.
The average person
Probably
believes
don't. They
inflation is
probably
going.
don't even know what the fear and greed index is. To be honest with you, man.
Most people don't. It's not about knowing whether or not. It's not about knowing about the fear and the greed index. It's about how fearful people are. It makes no difference if people know about the fear or greed index. It just makes a difference whether or not they actually fearful or greedy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, right now you have everything is at its high, bro. You still got people. If you could ask somebody, should housing be high? The average person is going to tell you, yeah, because wood is high, not realizing that wood was high 2 years ago and the price has been cut in half since. You remember the people talking about the price of wood being high, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Have you
I remember that. Oh, wow. I remember how much them slabs of wood was, man.
have you heard anybody talk about the price of wood now being half the price?
Nah.
People are unaware. So everybody's mind is that it's still supposed to be high. It's an incorrect notion completely when it comes to the housing market, and that's a setup for failure. So definitely
it's crazy because the housing market, the real estate market, it can go into. It's just hard to see the real estate market going into the red, into the fear, but it's like it's going to get there though. I'm curious.
You have no way of seeing it, bro. People don't watch housing prices the way they watch crypto or stocks and stuff. It's completely different, bro.
I'm curious to see how how the world will look when that happens. Like what'll be happening when that sentiment gets all the way into fear. So that's when you buying. That's what you should be buying when it gets into fear.
I want to check something out, and then I'm gonna let you go, bro. I promise.
You straight, man. Hey, this some
Now I'm trying to keep the video short because, like I said, I got something to do soon. I want to see if I can find one of these indexes for the automotive market. If not, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go on, bro. But I'm sure it's a lot of greed in the automotive market too. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up tanking. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of this and let you get to yours, bro.
That's all right, bro. All right, man. So
Make sure y'all watching those fear and greed indexes though. Very, very, very important.
oh yeah. So this one thing I do want to show too. I think is kind of cool. Speaking of fear and greed index, can you see this right here?
Mm-hmm.
So look, this is the crypto market RSI scanner and tracker. So
And what does RSI stand for?
RSI is, or tell me if I'm right, relative strength something. What does I stand for?
Probably index.
So relative strength index. So this is it's a little similar to the fear and greed index. So like if I'm looking at cryptos that are in my portfolio or ones that I want to buy, I will look at this right here. So let's say, for example, we got Stellar all the way up here. So it looks like Stellar is overbought.
Yeah, bro. I definitely see what XLM. I definitely looks like ELF is overbought. I wouldn't be surprised if Render is overbought. I see it's on that line with the 60. I wouldn't be if that's overbought because some of the recent news, according to this, is saying that BTC Bitcoin is in the neutral area.
Yeah.
Remember, I showed you that fear and greed index that said that most crypto was slightly in the fear range. So that's basically saying that most cryptos are underpurchased in the oversold section. And that's exactly what this chart right here is looking like. It's looking just like most crypto is actually in the oversold section.
Yeah. So this is this is like a fear and greed for the cryptos, like individually. So if you were, say if the coin you were looking at was Fetch AI, you would go to Fetch and you would see that, okay, this one is just a little below the neutral. So most of these are oversold, bro.
I noticed, bro, you've been talking a lot about Solana, Doge, and Matic recently, and I see that all of them are right there on the border. Go to the left. Go to the left where you see the 30 at.
Right here.
To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Matic, Doge, Solana, right there. You see him?
Solana, yep. Matic right there. Matic right there. Let's see if any of the other ones.
I don't want to. Like I said, I definitely got something to do soon, bro. But I don't see. I was hoping I would see FTX on here. That hope.
Tomorrow. I think, but I don't know because I think they just do the top 100 coins on here. I don't think they do. I don't think they do like because FTX price somewhere in the hundreds, man. So these is the top 100 coins. I'm not sure if they do the whole market. So yeah, but this is like a nice tool to look at, kind of similar to the fear and greed index. You can actually look at specific coins and see whether or not they're oversold or bought. This can be useful if you're trading. I'll leave this website down in the description, Crypto Way Inside Out. But yeah, so let's see. And then we have this right here. FTX shifts $10 million in crypto, sparking fear of token dumps to come. And honestly, bro, I think this is part of why the market is dumping right now. I wonder which cryptos. Okay, so let's see. Here it goes. A wallet owned by bankrupt crypto exchange FTX has moved $10 million worth of digital assets from the Solana network to Ethereum, sparking concerns it could be beginning a series of token dumps amid the exchange's bankruptcy proceedings. According to data from blockchain analytics platform, the FTX wallet has transferred $6.23 million of Ether since August 31st, along with more than $4 million in altcoins.
So first off, they swap coins and watered coins down. Now they dumping the market and devaluing them, bro.
So look, these are coins right here. So these. Oh, and by the way, FTT is, if I'm not mistaken, bro, they're coming back. So they're doing a comeback too. Yes, they are doing a comeback. So this probably isn't the last that you've seen of FTX.
Y'all in the crypto market, get your money. Somebody gonna get rich. Somebody out there gonna get straight rich, bro. That's what they. I don't want to hold your roll up, but somebody watch the video.
Hey man, but look, man. Hey, look, we all know not to keep our don't, not to keep.
All I say is make sure y'all subscribe to this channel.
So you can know what to do.
Right now we small, but if you listen to my words over time, you're gonna thank us later. And if you don't listen to my words, just wait for the wreck. Just wait for the shipwreck to happen. Because
for the shipwreck.
wait for the shipwreck to happen. It's crazy, bro. I hope y'all in the right ones. Make sure y'all following us so y'all know what to choose. But this is not financial advice. Make sure y'all listen to Marcus. So
yeah, man. Bro.
I'm telling you,
you don't want to be in the wrong thing. This destroyed a lot of people, man. This destroyed a lot of people. But let's see. But let's go through these coins. So these included. All right. Let's see. $1.2 million of FTT. $1.8 million of Uniswap. Uniswap, that's like probably the #1 decentralized exchange on Ethereum. So there ain't nothing going to happen with Uniswap. 1.3 million of HXRO. I don't know what that is. 500 let's see, worth of sushi swap. That's a decentralized exchange. And $260,000 worth of fronts. I don't know what that is either.
Bro. And I don't want to spend too much time on the article. Interrupt you. Don't go down. Don't go down. This means go back up. Go back up. Just wait. Go back up. This is my point. This means that 2 years ago, if you was a part of FTX and you thought that your money was actually in what you was investing in or being back, this means that a part of your money was actually in Uniswap. A part of your money was actually in HXRO and
that's if you was holding these. That's if you was holding these coins.
Yeah. That mean at the time FTX was what, number 2, number 3?
Talking about as far as what coin ranking or
what was they as far as market? I know.
Shoot, wasn't I think
they might have been number 2.
It was 3. I think they was 3 because you had coin. It had to be Coinbase, Binance, and then FTX.
Bro, I don't know too much about Sushi Swap, bro.
Or the other way around.
Hold on. But you telling me the number 3 player had the majority of people's money in Uniswap, X, something that people ain't never heard of.
I don't even know what that is.
And Sushi Swap, my dog.
Yeah, now, hey man, now Sushi Swap is a decentralized exchange. Now it got
cool. That's cool. But they were talking about backing money 1 for 1, not buying Sushi Swap, my bro. Come on, man.
I mean,
I gotta get ready to go. Y'all make sure y'all watching. Let's go to the next story. I'll be on this trash.
But yeah, y'all. Hey, but yeah, y'all.
Trash.
What I'm saying is, I will say this though, bro. I would not have found out about Render token if it wasn't for Sam Bankman-Fried. And come to find out, that was probably one of the best investments.
If I had to deal with, I'm not saying that you did, but if I had to deal with FTX to find out about Render, I would just rather not know about Render, bro.
Sam Bankman-Fried, you know what he's talking about when it comes to the trading. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I looked at too, bro. I was looking at, okay, what coins is this dude talking about? Because
Sam Bankman-Fried himself said that when it comes to stuff dealing with the company, a lot of it he did not know what he was talking about. He said that himself. He probably
he made the decision. He made the decision to invest in Solana, which Solana went on a crazy run back when he was investing in it. And
come on, bro. Everything went on a crazy run. Everything went on a crazy run. Why?
But Solana is actually one of those ones where, like, they cause their blockchain, but
bro, you can't claim the jump without claiming the fall, and the fall way worse. Nah, come on,
Solana's just, like I said, but Solana's just one on coin.
If you know that FTX is trash, put a 1 down in the comments.
It probably. I don't, like I said, bro. I don't know, because apparently they're making a return. So
if you think FTX overall is beneficial to the market, put a 3 down in the comments.
I don't think. I don't. Because here's the thing. I felt the same way you felt about FTX. What you just said, I was putting that same bias on Solana, bro. I really was, but it's like I can't really do that because Solana looks like.
This is my thing. This is my thing, and I want to leave it alone. FTX was the one talking about backing stuff 1-to-1. FTX was number 3. FTX was what
Wait, what was FTX for the back 1-to-1?
FTX was telling their customers that they actually had their funding in their account.
Oh, you talking about they had everything back. They had
so to tell people that they have funding in their account is telling them that they either actually have that funding or something that's actual 1-to-1 backing that funding. But instead, they was really talking about sushi swap.
I mean, bro. I mean, if sushi swap raised or if it went up however much it did at the time, and they were still able to cash that out and be able to make all their customers whole, then hey, they was able to make all their
that's a move based off if that's just like I'm borrowing some money from you, and I'd be like, hey, bro, I got your money, I'm gonna give it back to you, but I'm actually don't have your money. I actually got it in fucking sushi swap. Waiting for it to go up, hoping. Like I said, though, that's
what you doing? Hey, hold on, wait. I got your money. I'm just waiting for it to go up.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Sushi swap. Come on, get out of here, bro. Okay. Being realistic. Nothing wrong with sushi swap, to my knowledge. I don't know much about sushi swap, but I do know this. I know that the heavy hitters are Ethereum, Bitcoin. I'm not mad at them. Solana is a heavy hitter. I'm not mad at that. Why would you have these folks? First of all, why wouldn't you at least tell the people, hey, we're going to put the money in this? And number two, why wouldn't you have something that's a little bit more stable? Why are they taking risk bets with people money without telling them, bro?
Hey, man.
If you lent me some money and I say, I'm gonna give it back to you next week, and instead of me using it or holding on to it, hey, bro, I'm gonna hold it. It's there in the account. You find out that I went to Vegas and I got it all on the table. You wouldn't feel no type of way. and I'd be like, bro, I got it on back. It's going down soon, bro. Like,
I'm gonna make it back in a few more hours, man.
Come on, you gonna be like, I ain't never doing it again. but like I said, bro, we probably say that for another video. Did you have another article?
Yeah. And then we got let's see. So yeah, y'all. So yeah, this FTX thing, just be on the lookout for this. And this possibly could be a catalyst for
death.
Some of these coins, within over the next few, because it looks like they've been when they release them, they've been doing it on a weekly basis instead of doing it just all together. So they would dump a little bit this week, then they wait. Seems like they're going weeks doing it, trying not to make that big of a impact on the market. So, bro, which is why it's another thing, is to get. I would talk about tokenomics, man. Make sure, like Bitcoin, or Solana, they'll dump it and whatnot, but it's not really. It's not really a diluted supply. Isn't diluted, man. It's a fixed supply, so regardless of those Bitcoin to get bought, bro, I'm pretty sure Michael Saylor is going to start buying some of this stuff up as soon as we get down to lower prices. So, but just be on the lookout.
All I gotta say, it could potentially hurt tokenomics if you got a company that's just dumping shares because they basically finesse people money, bro. Like FTX, bro. Like the market, the crypto market can't take another.
Bro, I sat through that whole thing, bro. I'm like,
cannot take another FTX, bro.
So, but yeah, like I said, according to the plan, FTX estate would only be permitted to sell $100 million of the tokens per week. However, that limit could be raised to $200 million on an individual token basis. These limits are intended to minimize the impact of token sales while simultaneously allowing FTX to make creditors whole.
Bro, them folk about to trash up folks' accounts some more. What's the next article so I can get up out of here, dog?
All right, there we got. Let's see, and then this next, and then hey y'all, the next one we got Miss Cathie Woods, man. I'm telling you, bro.
Just some news I can go for.
Yeah, man. As we grow this channel, man, I want Cathie Woods as one of the guests. Probably one of the guests I want to have on this show, bro.
I'm with that
on their network, bro. I want to talk to Cathie Woods, man, to see. Like, what do you do when you wake up in the morning to make some of the moves that you make while you investing?
She read that hate mail and they'll be like,
you know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Run it.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Like,
Like,
bro, people don't like her, and I feel like she be moving off them fear and greed indexes, bro, and she be moving the opposite way that people do, kind of like not necessarily like Buffett, not necessarily like Michael Saylor, but like right in between both of them two, bro.
So you wait, you don't think people like Cathie Woods?
Bro, a lot of people, when Cathie be saying stuff, it be some people getting mad, bro. When she was first talking about Tesla jumping up, people was mad about that. When she was, bro, it be some people hot about Cathie Woods because they don't be believing. She's new. She's new in the field, and she's a female, bro. Folks be hot.
Hey man, like I said, bro, I like Cathie. I like Cathie Woods. We're gonna get Cathie Woods on this motherfucker one day.
She could, and then her stuff be based off research. Everybody don't necessarily agree with the research because they have their own bias.
Yeah,
based off of her research and not just her bias.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I remember she made a perfect trade, I think, on Coinbase or so. Like not too long ago. It had a recent pump all the way up to like I think it went up to like $100 something dollars. I mean, she sold it perfectly, bro. Then as soon as it go up, she go right back in and start buying that shit.
And don't get me wrong, bro. About 30% of the time she's wrong, but about 7% of the time she's right, and that's a winning average, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Think about one thing that they own, or the one opinion that they got versus the averages. But there's ETF.
Yeah. So let's see. So asset managers ARK Invest at 21 shares have applied for regulatory approval for an exchange fund ETF that would directly hold Ethereum. 21 shares Ethereum ETF is the first attempt to list such a fund in the US that directly invests in Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Hey, look, check this out.
Hold on, before you say this, bro. Before you say this, notice how Cathie Woods has a reputation, right? She got a company. Notice how her ETF is based off of something that's stable, something that people can hold accountable for, something that somebody can be held accountable for. Ethereum. Notice she didn't go with fucking sushi. Sushi swap. She went with something that made sense. If you notice, BlackRock went with Bitcoin. Not no damn sushi swap, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Nah, I feel.
Let me leave FTX alone.
I feel you, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like, these ETFs are going to get approved, man. It's Bitcoin ETF, it's Ethereum ETF. So. It is, and you know the SEC is playing a real dirty game, man. And just, bro, you know, when these deadlines come up, they're automatic. They're striking it down, and we already know they're going to wait until the last minute to approve this stuff, which is going to be around the time of the Bitcoin happening next year. So, you know, we can get, you know,
I think a lot of this stuff is a setup to have certain people, certain companies get in to the point where they can set up certain things such as ETFs, stuff like that. The same thing that goes on with SLV, PSLV, and the metals market. I think they just want to set it up so they can regulate it and control it.
Like I said, bro,
set it up and be able to regulate it in a way that they can manipulate it and control the markets, bro.
I don't think they're gonna be able to do that, bro, because Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Ethereum, they definitely can't do that with. Honestly, I think they're too late. To begin with. One, and even with Ethereum, bro, like Ethereum is constantly being burnt from fees, from the recent upgrades and whatnot, and there's a fixed supply. You can't make no more Ethereums. You can't make no more Bitcoin. And then, bro, I don't know if I heard this now, but I guess they also talking about a Solana, Solana ETF also. But like, and that's why I like, and that's why I like crypto, because there's not an everlasting supply. Like I can see, yeah, they do that with gold or silver,
You're right to an extent.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
I think you missing the concept of an ETF, which is an exchange traded fund.
I know,
Even
bro.
if, even if it's in an ETF, that means it's paper trading. A lot of times based off prices that don't actually exist, which can be manipulated. And you can indeed, whether you believe it or not, sell multiple people the same thing, which will, whether you believe it or not, potentially affect the price. Like I said,
I mean, yeah, it'll affect the price. It'll affect the price, but I'm saying going into the future, bro. Like I said, it's a fixed supply of Bitcoin. You can't, you can't go out and then, I mean, bro, eventually there'll be no more Bitcoin to mine. There'll only be a certain supply out. You know what I'm saying?
like I
And
said,
like
bro,
it's
I don't
just
want to. I don't want to get into it too far because, like I said, I have to go, bro.
sorry.
But there is no such thing as a fixed supply when once you enter the ETF field. And I advise you and all the viewers to go look into what happens once ETFs are created and what can happen with them. But a fixed supply means nothing once an ETF is created, bro.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man, because
I know you're saying you don't know. I do.
Hey, man, this is a whole different asset class that don't run. I feel like it don't.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Once you make it an ETF, it's no longer another asset class. It's an ETF. It's an ETF for a particular asset class. But it's definitely.
You know what? Hey, I'll do a video on this. I'll do a video on this. I'll do a video on this. I'll do a video on how. I'm gonna do a video on how Bitcoin, Ethereum, how these coins becoming an ETF. Big players like BlackRock and all like that won't be able to manipulate the price like they do with precious metals. Because, like, I mean, bro, you can go out, you can dig for more metals, you can dig more metals all day.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying, and all that. But
the manipulation isn't coming from the actual metal itself. It's coming from the ETF.
But they can't. BlackRock can't stop the Bitcoin happenings from happening. That's already that's in the code of Bitcoin. That's on the white paper.
That's
you know what I'm saying.
I just said. If I sell two people one Bitcoin, am I not gonna make an extra $20-something thousand based off the current price of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
If I sell two people one Bitcoin, I did not dilute the market. I took the money for that. The actual price was supposed to go up, being that I sold it to two people. Being that the demand was high and the supply was taken down, the price was supposed to go up. But being that I did not physically sell them that, and instead I sold them two copies of the same thing, I actually sold none. I just kept the price the same and made money. As a matter of fact, I just suppressed the price, which what happens in the metals market. The same thing can happen in that market. The same thing happens with stock ETFs. It does not matter what asset you're referring to once you roll it into the ETF, because you're not playing by the rules of that asset. You're now playing by the rules of an ETF. But definitely do the video.
We gonna see.
Video. I hope to see everybody on the channel in the future. I definitely got to go. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing.